Welcome to Relationship Bites with Wendy Ologe podcast. Relationship Bite is a platform for everything relationship. Mother-child relationship, father-daughter, siblings, sister-in-laws, parents-in-laws, everything you need to know about relationship. It is said that one of the most important needs of human is belonging. It simply means that relationship is as important as being human. I will be taking you on a journey of everything relationship. Join me, Wendy Ologe, every fortnight as we explore the intricacies of different forms of relationship, the positives, the negatives, the wins, the losses, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything else in between. And most importantly, the lessons we will learn from them. Relationship Bite with Wendy Ologe is your plug for real life experiences on diverse relationships and how we can maximize these relationships for the best. Coach Ebuka is don't mind us. We're how do you say, housekeeping matters. That's what started this conversation. So ignore our housekeeping matters. On the street. All right, so we have Coach Ebuka. We call him the king of boys. Coach Ebuka has been working. You know, I said to you when I was playing that his testimonial of being in the inner circle, I said that Coach Ebuka is, I said, arguably the number one boys coach in Africa. And I said, arguably, he's the only one. Is there any other one you know? If you know any other one, please put it in the comment section. Let me see you. Then let's compare notes and see who is better. Yeah? All right. So welcome here, Coach Ebuka. We're talking about unlocking the potential of your boy child. I know that Ebuka has a very busy schedule. You know, being here takes a lot. But of course, he's one of the people that I can bully. So if I can bully people, why not? If not, all right. So, okay. So Ebuka, we're talking about the role of fathers in the life of a child. We just played your review, your testimonial at the inner circle. You know your role, how you have walked your journey, being a father. We want to start from being a father, and then we'll go to being a boys coach, and then we'll go to how to unlock this potential in the boy child. So what is the role of the fathers? Why are we having many people not thinking that, this thing, a lot of fathers are available, they are there, but they are not there. They were saying, they have a father figure. They are just a figure. They are not doing anything. All right. What do you think is the challenge? How do you think we can begin to solve this problem? Over to you, Coach, sir.
Thank you so much. I believe they can see me and hear me where I am. Apologies. We went to somewhere today's word of the boy child, and we have our boys everywhere. I went to somewhere to speak to boys. I was time to join, and my network was not working. I told my team, anywhere you will connect to network, I just have to join this meeting. If you don't want my coach to if you don't want me to appear before the high court, I must join this, and I'm happy that we're able to quickly get an alternative, and I'm here and I'm happy. All right, talking about fathers and boys. Just yesterday, we're handling, a case of a boy who the father asked him, told the boy that if you have opportunity, why are you looking as if you want to kill me? And the boy went into the room and told the mother, I will actually kill him if I have the opportunity. And the mother was sharing with us and said, the boy told me, I will actually kill him. It's one of my desires to kill him. All right, because, and when we're having a conversation, we saw that the father has modeled violence. The father has always shown that he's a fighter, he's a beater, he's a yeller, and unconsciously that has become the desire of the boy. That has become, that is what he finds joy doing. That is what he desires to do. That is where he desires to be. All right, so and you could see the energy with which the boy said that. And I'm just looking at myself, I was just looking at when I said, that shows you how much potential, how much energy, how much influence this man would have also had on the son if he was intentional. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? So I said this shows us how much Okay. So when I saw the strength which the woman was speaking on how the boy spoke, I just told myself, this shows how much strength lies in the boys, and how much influence the father would have also had on him if he was intentional. If he was going all the way to say, I'm going to do this to him because of what I've seen him do, it shows that there's more which is that child can do if he sees the father. And I keep telling people, boys are product of what they see. Men are wired to grow up, to learn, to adapt by what they see. Women is more with what they hear. And so there's a lot of potential in our boys. There's a lot of strength we can harness. But the challenge is that who is going to harness this? It takes another prototype who understands this makeup to be able to guide. And unfortunately, a lot of our fathers are not in this place at this time. But we are coming to that place where I've told myself, we can't keep just crying over spilled milk. We are those fathers who are ready to work. And if they are not available, we are the societies who are ready to learn, to equip ourselves with knowledge, to help our next. When we see the kind of violence being portrayed in our society by young men, the rate of violence, the rate of when men come out and young men say they want to shut down a community, nobody is going out today. We are shutting down. Everybody is home. Everybody is scared. Everybody is fidgeting because they understand the strength in young men, because they understand the strength in boys. And that's why the Bible even said that the glory of a youth is in his strength. And so that when I see boys, I just see a practical expression of that word. So what we're saying, how can we now begin to harness this strength? That shows us how much potential, how much strength, how much energy, how much innovation is on the inside. If a group of men can shut down a city, shut down a community, shut down a whole nation, it shows there's much more they can do if they're given the opportunity, if they're given the platform. And that's why I'm happy with the day we are celebrating today. How can we unlock that potential? But first, we cannot, fight a battle we are not aware of, and we cannot win a battle we are not prepared for. If we don't know there's potential, if we don't know there's gold, if we don't know there's something unique in this, how do we go in to explore it? And so this is just helping us to realize, yes, there's a whole lot. There's a whole lot in our boys that we can begin to explore. But the ability to understand that there's something inside and to use the right tools and skills to bring it out is what is lacking. So we see people who cannot harness, and then those who cannot harness negatively, it seems they are the ones really, really working. And so instead of them using that energy to bring about innovation, creativity, they are using that energy in cultism, in drugs, in games, to show you there's a lot on the inside. But our inability to harness, our inability to convert this energy into finished products, our inability to understand their makeup and the way they are wired, and how to draw this strength out of them is now making them look for other channels or opportunities to draw that strength. And everybody is suffering from the ripple effect of that. There's so much we can unlock in our sons, but it comes from knowledge. And I'm sure we are able to establish that fact that, wow, with what that is happening around us, with the kind of young men in the prison, what were they doing that took them there? Energy not being managed, potential not being harnessed. Power, thoughts, intellectual that were not properly harnessed, but they're wrongly channeled. Okay? Wrongly channeled. So that means that sorry. I want to be sure I can be heard. Can I be heard? I hope I can be heard. Okay, so I think it's Coach Wendy that is out. So that means I can be heard.
Yes, you can be heard.
Mama, are you back? Okay, yeah. You're the one that went out. I was wondering if I was the one that went out. So just that shows us that if if we can see so many people in the prison, so many in drugs, it just shows us the amount of energy, the amount of intellectuals that we are not able to be harnessed. And because of that, it's being channeled in the wrong direction. So that just brings us a place of perspective, a place of knowledge where we are say, wow, so there's so much here that we didn't see in the first place. So how can we now begin to harness, understanding the makeup of a boy, understanding that it takes another prototype to raise another one and begin to walk in that light is one of the things we are lacking in this time. And if we must raise our boys, if we must bring it out, then we must understand and then we must know how they are wired and begin to bring out the gold, the creativity, the innovation that is in them. There's a lot of strength that we are losing, and and they cannot live in a vacuum. And because they can't do that, they're looking for other avenues to unleash this strength. Let's begin to harness. Let's begin to unleash potential. Let's begin to help them channel this energy in the right direction, in creativity, in innovation, in bringing out what is on the inside of them. For me, that's the charge I'm giving to parents on this day. What is in that child that has been unlocked? Or what is in that child that has been channeled wrongly? Can we begin to channel them back and let them begin to unleash, and let's see the possibility that will come out from our kings? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Ebuka, thank you, Ebuka. You can see how Ebuka is running. As we just say one thing, Ebuka just ran. That's when that somebody is giving a mandate for a generation. Ebuka is giving the mandate for boys for this generation. Like it or love it, Ebuka is a savior to boys in this generation. Thank you so much, Ebuka. You know, when Ebuka was speaking, when Ebuka was talking about unlocking the potentials in the boys, I was, imagining and thinking about it. Is it not when you know how to unlock the potential, you will unlock it, Abby? Now, we have a generation of parents who are trying to save children who are drowning in the pool without knowing how to swim. And that is our biggest challenge. We are trying to help children who are drowning in a swimming pool, but we can't swim. So we're drowning with these children. And then we're all rubbing off of excuses and telling ourselves, oh, yes, I can do it. And that's why you hear things like, are you going to tell me how to raise my child? Why do I need to read to raise my child? Yet, we are drowning. We do not have the ability to unlock the potential in your child. And that is the biggest problem that we have. Now, Ebuka, I know that you've had contact with parents of boys because you teach a lot of boys. You run a boys academy. What is the biggest gap that you've seen with how you finish teaching the boys and then the parents appear? What's the greatest gap you've seen on your journey as a boys coach?
Thank you very much. Very key question. The greatest gap I've seen is lack of modeling. One of the things the boys said to me is that, Coach, these things you are telling me to do, I can't see it in my home. And that is, I've come to a place where, like, I'm telling people, and they're saying, I don't understand this. So, because boys are wired to learn by what they see. And so you cannot just keep talking to a boy, you're just talking and talking and talking, and you're not showing how. So the biggest challenge I've seen is lack of modeling. I'm telling boys things to do that they can't see. So this thing you're telling us to do, what prototype do we look at to pattern our lives after? And no matter how we want to, coin it and do it, when there's no prototype and no modeling, it's difficult for a boy to learn. That is the way they are wired. Certain parents will come to me and say, this boy is this. So I know my husband that fellow. I know he's not that. So I know he shouts and beats. But does he want to hand like his father? Won't you learn from him? Won't you learn from? And I'm like, okay, learn from what exactly? And that is the dilemma for many boys. We are asking boys to be what we have not shown them to be. A lot of mothers are trying their best to show, but sincerely, it takes and the place of a man in modeling that is sacrosanct. You can't remove it.
Yes, you can't.
We must. I tell parents, and I tell you, for parents who are really struggling, mothers who are struggling with their husband, well, sometimes I don't really even know what to say because You want your child not to become like the man he's seeing at home. How does that happen? So that's the dilemma I see. Oh, but it must not be like his father. Or his father is this. So who else should he be like? That is the challenge. And I keep telling parents, if you can get a man to model, you can get a boy to learn.
That's it.
If you can get a man to model, you can get a boy to. There's something in every boy that desires to be led. There's this hunger for leadership. There's this hunger for modeling. There's this hunger for patterning. But when we say that, are you sure this voice is saying? No, there's this hunger for patterning in the heart. I'm sure most parents who their sons are in the academy will tell you, there's something like, Coach Ebuka said this, that is fine now. This is another man that have told me that is it. It's okay. It's like the boy was like, I don't know, what did you tell this boy? I've been telling this boy to do this thing for this, but he just went to camp and saw you do it, and that was all. Last week, a parent reached out to me and said, we've been trying to get this boy to wash toilets. We have said it. His father, yes, will never even try to. We've thought, he said he will never do it in his life. But I went to camp and I saw Coach do it and teach us. And the boy came back and allowed the mother to go out and went. And if you can model to a boy, then you can get that boy to pattern. That is the dilemma I'm seeing. And the second issue I'm seeing is parents wanting boys to become what they are not wired to be. It will just cause bruises and hurts. So because a product has been channeled to act, to live, to be patterned towards this, but you want to raise that child, especially for women, in your mindset as a woman, there's a lot of limitation. So the product is not
that women don't raise men. Women don't like it for that.
We don't like to hear the truth, but that is the challenge we're having. So we are trying to fit in a product into a way that it has not been fashioned. You will only end up having bruises, hurts, quarreling, shouting, friction, and that's how you say, I don't understand this, my son. Immediately he turned teenager, everything changed. I'm sure somebody's pushing. I said, no, nobody's pushing him. You are just trying to make that boy become what he has not been wired to. It can't work. There's a template, there's a pattern, there's a structure that's been set out. And if we don't follow that structure, be waiting for a crash, be waiting for a collapse. And in this nation, we are even struggling with houses that are collapsing because they're not built according to pattern. The same thing, a lot of our boys in the prison, because they're not built according to pattern. It's just a matter of time. Crash is inevitable. If we must raise boys well, let's go back to the drawing board. If we can't get our men, let's begin to get other men to show what a boy is. If you don't understand that pattern as a woman, get people who guide you. Expose yourself. Because if you don't do it, you end up raising a feminized boy, raising a mommy's boy, raising a carefree, responsible boy who just wants a soft life, who don't understand that manhood is about responsibility. We are in this crisis today because of that mess. And until we go back to the drawing board, we'll keep suffering from that. That is the dilemma I've seen in coaching boys.
Amazing. Raising boys is not a spa. I bring you the language of inner circle parents. It's no spa. You want to raise a boy who can just be, the darling. I remember last year, I posted that this morning again. I said, if you want to raise a boy who is going to thrive, all right, one of the things that you want to do is that as your son gets older, one of the things you want to do as your son, your male child, gets older is that you begin to reduce comfort, increase responsibility. As your male child gets older, you must begin to reduce comfort and increase responsibility. If you miss it, you miss out.
You miss out. You miss out.
Be centered on responsibility. If you do not build your child around the responsibility, then your child is not a man. Take it or leave it. When you see a male child, the first thing you should identify is his ability to respond to issues. His responsibility quotient must be high, higher than your daughter's own. It doesn't matter how it is that you want to say, oh, what a woman can do, a man can do. Put that, that thing, put it in the mud. It doesn't exist. There is no equality. It's equity that we're talking about. All right? It's important for us to step away from, some of these teachings that we teach. The other day somebody said, you tell the truth in a hard way. I said, well, because we're not here to motivate you. We're here to tell you what is acceptable, what will lead us to the place where we're going. I don't know about you, but the truth of the matter is that when we are going today, if we do not take time, we're going to implode, because the boy child is the seed of a nation. And that is something that we must take, into cognizance. Ebuka, tell me what it is that you've heard with parents, fathers, learning. When you get fathers to learn, when having to get fathers to learn, what is the challenge with having to get fathers to learn? Why do we have, we come to the inner circle, we have fathers, it's the mothers that is dragging them and saying, come and enter now, come and enter. Now, not people like you. Ebuka joined the inner circle even before his wife did. And of course, that is, just very few men that I have like that. All right, there are like maybe about 10 fathers like that. But the rest of the fathers, we have hundreds of fathers today, yes. Applaud, and because we've been shouting and screaming and all of that. But why do we have a problem with fathers getting to learn? What is the issue? Why?
Deep. Few weeks ago, parents, we had a training at the academy where boys we are supposed to make a special meal. A chef came in and taught them how to make oriented fried rice. So all the boys were to give him 14 days to go and make oriented fried rice. Show the process, submit their videos and picture evidence. And the mother reached out to me and said, "No, my husband said my son cannot enter the kitchen. There is not a man's instinct to enter the kitchen. He cannot." I laughed. I said, "No problem."
Women.
That day, I laughed. I said, "No problem. Yeah, I don't know how to force." Sometimes they're coming to camp and say, the man will say, "What are those people doing there? What are they? You people are just worrying yourself in these children. Children will be children. That is just our generation." And I tell a lot of them, I said, if you think the pain of investment, I tell some of the mothers, if you think the pain of investment, so some of them I even tell them, before you marry this man, you actually knew him, okay? But let's not go to where we are coming from, all right? If you think the pain of investment is heavy and tough, wait for the pain of regrets. If you think the pain of teaching is worry a lot, what are we doing? Wait for the pain of regrets. That one is generational, it's inbuilt, it is deep, it is traumatic, it's passed from one generation to the other, and there's some of them, there's no amount of money or investment that can reverse it. It takes a revolution for some to come out. Some generations have been suffering from the ripple effect of that neglect hundreds of years. If you think the pain of investment is heavy, wait for the pain of regrets. And you know what? I say a lot of fathers say, what are they saying there? How old are they? In our time, this, you people worry a lot. Is women. I say we're in 2023, we are not in 1950. We are not in your time. We're in a generation. We're evolving. What have I seen with fathers? And I tell most of the mothers, most of them, that's the way they were wired. We know everything. Oh, it's the way the parent tell me that is the way I must parent. And so father even having, inferiority issue. Why will my son listen to another man and not me? I've seen fathers who say, we draw them from there. Why would they do what that person says and they're not doing what I'm doing? So you see a lot of, egoistic nature, mindset coming from, a generation that is not helping us. But sometimes it's difficult to get the fathers. I tell some of the mothers, some of them, that's the way they are raised. If you don't want your daughter-in-law to complain about this whole thing, you have work to do. Because I tell the women, when anything happens tomorrow, it's you that will come. When that same man will say, no, leave them. And you say, let me not even teach them. My husband said, when something happens tomorrow, it's the mothers they will call. And I feel for the women, but I said, we need to brace up. Because how many fathers have even died from heart attack of a wayward child? It's the mother that won't sleep. It's the mother that will have high blood pressure. It's the mother that is sick. It's the mother that will lose appetite. Some people even hear that their son has been arrested. Some men will go and still drink in the beer parlor and eat. Because they are coming from a place where lost touch of empathy, they've lost touch of responsibility, they've lost touch of their emotion, and they're trying to raise another generation who will do worse than they are. We must wake up to that responsibility. So that is the challenge I'm seeing. The challenge, knowledge gap, coming from a place where is so has it been, so will it be, and so will it continue to be. Minds that are fixed, they're not ready to open up to learn. And our boys are suffering from that. We are not able to give, and you are preventing others from receiving. And I tell some fathers, this is wickedness. Do you understand what they are going on? I hear some cases from sons, deep issues coming from their fathers. I've seen boys who are suicidal, who have told me they will never amount to anything because their father says so. The walls keep ringing. The trauma keeps growing. Men, we must do more. I'm so encourage the women, even in the midst of that, like Coach Wanda will say, parenting is marketing. How do we get our men to do this? How do we bring them into this? Well, you know that man before you married, all right? You must not allow your children to make the same mistake that you are making, because some of the mistakes are irreversible. So the onus is on you now. You are not doing a whole lot to make sure you rescue that generation. You cut that child from that vicious circle. It's a lot of work, but I tell you, if you think that pain of investment is heavy, wait for the pain of regret. I think some parents, my husband said, I should take him to training. I don't even have money. I said, but you have weeks. You have weeks. And your son doesn't have wings to fly. You have wings of 100,000. And your son doesn't have wings to fly. Sell the wig and buy him wings. All right? There's something. You have. There's something you have, because the pain of regrets is deep. A lot of women are strong. Women are what's hit from that pain. We must work to rescue our generation. And men are listening to me today. Say, let's wake up. There's no dignity in pride and arrogance. There's no dignity in ignorance. But sometimes ignorance portrays itself as strength, as knowledge, and you'll be parading yourself in ignorance, empty barrel, but you are making the largest noise. Let's humble ourselves and learn and rescue a generation from collapse.
Let's humble ourselves and learn and rescue a generation from collapse. Recently, I was having a conversation with a friend. I think that should be Auntie Etima. She's also in this stream, and was saying there's nowhere in the Bible where a woman was held responsible for the loss of a child. I didn't say it, so I don't take responsibility. The responsibility of my children is on my husband. They don't bear my name. I didn't come to any house with any child anyway. So if there is a learning to be done, Oga, stand up, you lead and we follow. The leadership, mantle was given to the man, all right? And
absolutely.
we must begin to understand it. And I also want to say that because in the beginning it was not so. Let me speak like my father in the Lord. Because in the beginning it was not so. When we go back to the days of the Bible, it was never so. How did we get here when we have now reversed the role and given leadership role to mothers, where we're now having even mothers lead family devotions? Why? When we're having mothers be the one to pray all night? Why? When I say it, women say, oh, so what do you do when the thing is not that? I mean, teach your husband to take responsibility.
Teach your husband.
Let him become a training.
I even see some men brag and say, oh, my wife is the prayer one. Me, I'm not wired for prayer. I'm not wired. My wife is the one. I'm not wired.
What exactly is that? What is the meaning of that? You get a of office and you hand it over to a woman, and then tomorrow you want to come and claim right. How? Like from where? It is the right of a man to lead the family spiritually. That is one thing I said I was never going to do. I'm never going to do it. A man leaves his home and does not pray. My husband is listening to me. He knows. I am at the back. I am leading from the back in the home. It's outside that I lead from the front. All right? I'm leading from the back. And this is actually very key. Your husband is not taking responsibility, please. By all means, find a way for him to take it. And Ebuka, we're going to be talking about bailing boys soon. You know, how we're bailing boys. And that's a topic we and Ebuka, we talk very well about. But, before we talk about even bailing sons, and now I said in the beginning, this was not so, right? And the problem is that we have socialized men not to learn. You come to a woman, we have socialized them, socialization. You come to a family and say, oh, you said, don't worry, my husband does not have time. I will do it. He doesn't have time. Just leave him. Why are you leaving him? We have socialized men to come out of responsibility. My mother never visited any school I went to. My father visited every single school, attended every PTA. My mother didn't know where I was going. So we socialize men, and then we take off, from the responsibility, and then we stay. We just say, don't worry, my husband, when he comes home, he is very tired. He cannot do it. Women have socialized men not to learn. I'll say it again. I need us to take home and go and begin to work. Women lead from the back. You have no business leading from the front in your home. It doesn't matter. People say, oh, so when the man is not standing up, didn't Deborah come up? Are you Deborah? Why do you want to become Deborah? You did not see Esther. You did not see Sarah. There's no other person you saw in the Bible. It's Deborah you want to be. Why? Was there any man? The Bible said that because there were no men, your husband is alive, seated, and you're taking headship responsibility. Why? Lead from the back. Why? If they say there is a class, I say, okay, don't worry, my husband will find a way. I will help you. I will manage the system. I will put you, how you will be able to be in that class and learn. Stop taking responsibilities and stop. As you're learning, begin to tell your husband, okay, this thing we're supposed to actually do it together. The truth of the matter is, you do your children a disservice when the father in the home doesn't take the lead. You do your children a disservice when a father in the home doesn't take a lead. I have said it and I will say it again on a live stream. My child will not marry from any family where the husband was not involved. The father was not involved in parenting. It will never happen. Quote me, if it's pride, I am sorry. I am not going to do the work and let you trash my work. So let the men stand up, because their involvement in all of this is actually very important. So let them stand up. Give them opportunities to stand up. Like Ebuka said, there's something called marketing. Market it to them. Stop trying to prove that you are the superwoman. Some women even want to come and say, I'm the only one that trained my children alone. I'm the one that, why? Why do you want to do that? Begin to look for strategies. The same way you use sex to collect money for a shebi, use sex to make sure that the man is attending a training. It's the same way. If it's important to you, if you understand how important it is to you, then we need to actually begin to, look into that. Now we're talking about bailing out boys. The problem with bailing out boys is that we don't stop at bailing out boys. We are also bailing out men. Women are the now we are finished with fathers. Fathers, sorry. I hope you receive the words most, with good faith, just knowing that Ebuka and I are just trying to help you. All right? So we apologize. We love you. Just come and join the academy. You will be fine. You will learn and you will go. Women, over to you. The button is for you right now. Bailout is a problem many of the times. Bailout. Now, even though now men also bail out their sons. Men bail out their sons. But the problem is that after the bailout, we are constantly, it's as if a woman is raised to become a messiah. You're raised to become a messiah. You're raised to tell yourself that you can do all things through Christ, Yeah, I'm the one. Oh, no. My husband cannot. We have bailed stupidity into some of our husbands. Please, God forgive me, but that's the truth. We are bailing out our sons. We raise sons that will be bailed out. You look for a girl, and the girl will continue bailing them out. I said, but my daughter will not marry an idiot. I would rather keep her in my house. Because you're going to continue a cycle of bailout. And while we bail our children out, especially for the male child, if you bail out a male child, you kill the male child. Ebuka, share with us. Have you seen boys that have been bailed out? Men that have been bailed out? What is the result of what we have?
Mama, this bailout. Sometimes I am looking for how to describe bailouts to mothers, because I see a lot of adult babies, like men who can't take care of young men who can't take care of themselves, young men who can't fend for themselves, young men who you can imagine a 20, 25 years old man who will sit down and play game from morning to night. He will bed at 11 p.m. He cannot take care of himself. He's still calling because, he has been wired to just sit down, or if he's not confident, then don't do it. I think some of us don't know the ripple effect of this. Do you know some of the cases I'm handling now, ma? Boys dropping out of school because of addiction to game, irresponsibility, because they've sat at home, they can't stand up to fend for themselves. They go to university and you have to keep calling them to go and write exam, write tests, because they are wired to just sit down and do nothing. You don't know the damage bailout does to boys. Like, I'm having some cases, I'm like, what happened to you? How were you raised? If you remove responsibility from a boy, you have damaged that boy. Like, he's just a moving balloon. Like, he's just big, but there's nothing inside. Because what makes a man is responsibility. So that's why I say a lot of men, they can't they can't finish a task. They can't go multitask. They can't stretch. They are tired and they give up. They can't meet deadlines. They can't. They like just hyper this thing happier. You know why? Because, and like you said, we are socializing our men, our boys, because we are normalizing irresponsibility. We are normalizing it. We are making it like the new normal. It's okay to be responsible. When you have a son who will sit down there and say, today I cannot wash my clothes. Let me just play. Okay, you have gone to school. I don't work. Your sister will wash for you, okay?
You will see. Who are passing exam is all there is in life.
I'm really wondering. I see boys who can't at 13, at 15, I see mothers who are washing clothes for their teenagers. You're washing clothes for your teenagers, you are washing the bedroom for your teenagers, you serve their teenagers, you come and carry it from this to them. They can't do nothing because they are children of the Most High. Ola. Bail out. So you see them as an adult, but you just know there's something dysfunctional about them. You just see there's a missing link. They can't even communicate. They can't keep to a task. The ripple effect is devastating. And you see most men who are at home who can do nothing, most of them are fall out of bailout because when they were at home, they didn't do anything. So we are normalizing.
You were full at 14.
Yes, they're full at 14. What's when they're full at 14? How can you have boys in the house who can't do anything? How can you be beating a 10-year-old boy? Mommy, why? Are you beating a 12-year-old child? Hey, you're 11. Let me see your teeth. It's not clean. Let me brush for you. You're that. You can't brush. You smell it. Yes. Let me come and help you brush it. Come and help you brush it. A boy told me at 12, you feel it better. The mother will come and check. Hey, and take him back to the bedroom and see bet him. It's not okay. You have to be. He can't bet at 12. Why? He can't make anything. He can't even do anything at 13. The ripple effect of bailout, mama, is the damage it does to boys. And you know what happens to most parents? You will now start seeing the ripple effect at 13, 14, 15, and you are wondering why your son is so lazy. I say, no, you taught him laziness. What was he doing at 7? What was he doing at 8? What was he doing at 9? The same thing he would do at 14. So you want to correct somebody you wired to be a particular one, and you want to redirect it. It's too late. And you know what? They will resist. They will oppose, they will repel. And that's why see most teenage boys start having serious issues with their mothers. Because I will be wondering, this my boy that was my egg at 9 is not like an arch enemy at 14. You know why? Your eye clear by 15 that I'm actually raising a lazy boy. How can I correct it? And he's telling you, no, you can't correct it. This is what you have taught me, and that's what I've come to stay. Foundation is key. Bailouts as the You see some parents, their children are in university, boys are in university. You got a lecture. Did you write tests? Get one. Stand up and go and write your test. Did you copy notes? You are asking the university student, did you go for lecture? Did you write? Because you know that if you don't call him, he won't go. He will lie down in the hostel and play game.
Mommy, why?
Mommy, why? Mommy, why? Why? Let us raise. You know what, Mama? The service you should be giving to your husband, you have transferred it to your son. Your son has now become the Lord. So most women are serving their sons instead of their husbands. And it's just unfortunate. The ripple effect is devastating. We are all suffering from the ripple effect of irresponsible men. If you don't do anything, your daughter-in-law will keep calling every day. Because I tell some parents, let him be 18 and just leave the house so that I will rest. You can't rest. Okay, so everywhere. Because there's a name you want to preserve. And until that seed is in the right direction, you can't have peace.
When Ebuka people like this, you know that there's a problem. All right, this conversation, I told you that Ebuka comes with double barrel bullets and brings out all the people and guns. All right, and I saw a comment. Somebody made a comment in the comment section. Oh, how can your children will marry the idiot because this generation fall in love stupidly? Ogasa or Madam Sir. It is not me. Take it as pride, but it's not me. There are systems. Parenting is about systems. See,
it's about systems.
The decision you have made today for who you married is according to the knowledge you had when you had it.
Absolutely.
If you make a decision of a spouse and that spouse was wrong, it wasn't because it was wrong or right. It's because the level of the knowledge you had when you made that decision was actually, that's the product of the level of the knowledge you had. So it's about what you know, all right? It's about the principles that you trade. It's about the systems that you build. There is nothing that works. If you want, say, we'll finish this thing now. You hear somebody say, what will be, will be. A child that will be useful will be useful. You can finish training the child will just go and marry one idiot. No, there is a way. That's why the Bible
there's a way.
That there is a way, all right? That a way to the city. Because the journey of a foolish man wearied them because they do not know the way to the city. A way to the city. And that's why I call every parent, I tell you, there is something happening in this generation that has changed the tide. When Ebuka was, sharing, she was saying a generation, you're still saying in our time. After all, they finished doing it, my sister, they raised that well. She married one idiot. That's the level of the knowledge that your parents had at the time. And that's what they operated on. See, a child is a product of who raised them. A product of where they were raised. A product of what the people who raised them know. That's who your child becomes. There is no magic in it. It's not, your child will not become whoever, out of the environment. Your child can be bigger, all right, out of what it is that you've seen. The child cannot be bigger out of what it is that is in you. The child cannot be bigger out of, this prayer, let my child be bigger than me. If you do not provide a springboard for your children to be bigger than you, they will not. They become just like you. All right. And then they begin to fight the fight. It didn't finish. I keep saying that parenting is war. The fight where you stop is where your children will continue for. How you fight is actually how you win or how you lose. The choice is actually yours. And when parents hear, oh, you need to buy books, oh, you need to take your child to do boys leadership, so, oh, you need to attend a parenting, Ebuka called me recently and said, I have mandated every parent who brings their boys to the leadership, circle, to the Boys Leadership Academy, to go and register for the inner circle. If not, I won't admit it. Because I can see that is already causing a gap in my work. And I tell you something, if you do not pay today, you will pay tomorrow. Either way, you do the time. And that is a key factor of what it is that we're doing. It doesn't matter. How did Ebuka say? The pain of regret. all right, is bigger than the pain of the investment that you're going to make today. The investment of time is not only money, it's not only learning, the investment of being able to sit and implement that thing that you're learning. This is actually very, very important. So Ebuka, share with us as we begin to round off, how exactly are we going to unlock the potential of this boy child? What do we need to do as a society today?
Thank you very much. Most, you saw the trend of the woman that won that and that did the cooking marathon, and I think I like the post you did about that this woman is not an engineer, bro. It's not doctor. My son will be a doctor in our family. We are all doctors in our family. He's engineer. That is what runs in our blood. Every child is wired with a potential for greatness. And in unleashing potential, like we established, what is how has that child wired? It's shocking to know that parents have teenagers that they don't even know their learning style. They don't know what are their abilities. And like we said, responsibility is responding to an ability. So you can't respond to an ability you have not harnessed. So a lot of boys, you are not aware of. So a lot of boys will want them to respond to an ability that they are not wired to be. So when they are able to understand that ability, responding to it is easy. So, do you know your child? Sometimes some say, you are in every training coach training. I tell I'll do it. If you like, let them do learning style every month. I will enter. Learning this one, I will enter. What am I doing? I have children. I'm first a parent before I'm a coach. I have children that God has given me that must help to understand what is their ability. So most times we don't understand, and that's why we can't help them harness. So how do we harness? Understanding, learning. I've told you, parenting children, especially boys in the 21st century, is war, is knowledge, is skills, is strategies. But when we just keep on saying, all the first one in our family are doctors, so you will be a doctor. If you ask an average boy today, will tell you want to be a footballer. I have to make about football. One footballer is earning how many million in 1 hour? That is what I want to.
Yes.
Because they are thinking differently.
Yes.
All right, technology. You begin to know what are the interests, what are the learning abilities of my son. What is he good at? How is he at his best? And how can I help him harness that? So in harnessing that, tell parents, discover your child. Stop raising a child God has not given you. Stop raising a boy. Some of you are raising your son in the eye of your sister's son, or in the eyes of your brother's son, and that son of your pastor. You want to raise another boy that God has not given you, forgetting that the one he has given you has been wired separately. So discover your child. In discovering, you learn what are his potentials, what are his abilities, what are his giftings. How can we now help him unleash? That is first thing. And secondly, know that boys are full of energy. As they grow, starting during puberty, there's a rush and a dose of testosterone. And in harnessing that, we must know how to channel those energy positively. I would keep saying, beyond just learning, reading, and all of that, there's a lot of boys that, in just doing swimming, in playing keyboard, in playing drums, they are able to, reason, think deep. They're able to connect. When you understand, he's a kinesthetic learner. Oh, he's an auditory learner. He's a visual learner. Oh, my child is a melancholy. My child is sanguine. What are the peculiarities of sanguines? How can I help that? How do they learn? What are their interests? What are their specialties? That is discovery. You cannot raise a boy you've not discovered. Understand their energy, understand their learning abilities, understand their interests. What have they been gifted? When you have the understanding and be willing and humble enough to say, I think my son have giftings in this. How can I? What club, what place can he go to learn things that will help him to unleash, to open him up to begin to learn that? Don't just live in this. No, in our place, people don't go out. So, hey, apart from school, they can't go out. Something we hate. Okay, some people that follow me will kidnap me. Nobody's kidnapping anybody.
And
and we must be able to do that. All right.
Before. Can you hear us?
Okay. Am I back now? Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Yes, We can hear you. A bit cracky, but we can hear you.
Okay, I'll be hearing you. I'll be hearing you. All right, and just understanding those giftings, those learning abilities, and the way they are wired, and helping them to develop those skills, we really unleash them. Sometimes we just want to raise them with what we have known with in somebody in our family or our relation, and we are limiting them. So understanding that, I know that they're full of energy. How can I unleash this energy positively? Once that happens, boys are in their best of place to unleash. But when we close them in, when we keep blocking an energy that's in me, I keep telling them this energy is follow come. If you keep leaving it to be pumping, one day they'll explode. But your ability to help them channel it and open it, help them to explore and bring out the best in them. Let's be willing to learn. Let's be willing to open up to learnings that will help us develop our sons right. Thank you. Yeah. I believe you can still hear me. I think Coach Wendy's network is not. Is it from me? Yes. Thank you very much for that.
Yes. So sorry. I think that was me, not being in the stream. Maybe please go ahead.
Yes. Yes. So I will just recap what I said because I think I stopped hearing you, but I guess they were hearing me. All right. I just talked about your child learning ability.
Yes.
Yeah, they heard me loud and clear. Learning abilities and everything they must understand and how to unleash that energy positively. Once they do that, the child will be at his best and be able to unleash his potential. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Coach Ebuka Ede. Coach Ebuka Ede is the foremost boys coach in Africa. That's in the world. You know how you will say it is not. I don't even think it's just Africa. You can follow him. Ebuka, please share your Instagram handle.
All right, just the name there. Ebuka Boys Coach. Yes, that's what is my name, the way I came in. Ebuka _Boys Coach. We are there. We are raising. That is the boys campus of the intentional parents. Just if you have your boys, send them to the boys campus. We have the girls campus too. Everywhere we are fully loaded and we are set. Ebuka Boys Coach on Instagram. Ebuka _Boys Coach. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we have Ebuka Ede. Of course, you know that Ebuka, if you know me, you don't know Ebuka, you're on your own. As in, Oyo is your case. And if you know me, your son is not in the Boys Leadership Academy, you're on your own also. We have an academy for boys, we have an academy for girls, and the team is here. The Responsible Teens Academy holds the girls' hub. My daughter is in the girls' hub. My son is in the leadership Boys Leadership Academy. So that tomorrow you will not say, I don't know what it is that they are doing. I've been open since how many years telling you what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, how I'm going about it. Don't say tomorrow, oh, they did not tell us. Oh, they did not. Somebody asked me, how did you get your son to be in the prefectship system at, as early as just said. So I said, but I've been shouting what I've been doing. Is it that what I'm saying? Is it that you cannot listen? I've been saying it. It's the same thing I'm still sharing. So don't say that we did not, show you. Thank you so much. Somebody put that. That is Ebuka's handle. Ebuka _Boys Coach. Please follow him on Instagram. This is one favor you're going to do for us today. Follow Coach Ebuka on Instagram. All right. If you want a coach, a girls coach, all right, for the girls, you can look for Etima Ume and follow her. And bring yourself for mending in the inner circle. That's how we do it. You bring yourself for basbos in the inner circle. So that as I'm giving you, we're mending the whole family system and everything is working together. We're not afraid to say that we give you what will help you, lead you into the right direction. Because we know that if you are able to actually take these lessons, take these teachings to run, then you are going to be able to run, really fast. Do not forget that you can book a slot in the academy. Ebuka is not just a coach, he's also a father yada. That's what we call them. All right?
Yadas for life.
Yes, so a father yada. And, talking about being a yada, talking about saying, so this is not because Ebuka is on the stream. You see his biological children, you will know. See, when you see the children of yadas, there's a difference. See, we don't play. We don't come to spa. So those of us who is thinking, oh, your children will just meet anybody. Nah. We have created a system, a whole new nation for ourselves. So we're not going to see your children. Trust me, I can assure you.
Fully loaded.
Fully loaded. We're struggling. We know where we're going. And Ebuka is not just a father. Ebuka is also a mentee, and not just a mentee. Ebuka is also my brother. All right, so I call him my brother,
And your
and
son, ma.
my
What's your
son.
son, mommy? Yes,
In fact,
mommy.
that you mommy. Ebuka calls me mother
Mommy.
in Israel. He will soon shout and say mother in Israel. But Ebuka is I am proud to be associated with Coach Ebuka as someone who has midwifed, how you say midwife the process. I am so proud to anytime I listen to Ebuka speak, I'm writing in a book. I heard Bishop Oyedepo say that you mentor someone, you can't write when they speak, then you have failed. So I am, really proud today. Anytime that I see somebody said, "Oh, Coach Wendy's mentees are always on fire." First, sometimes they speak, I'm like, who are these people? Where are they coming from? I'm even afraid to listen to them myself. So it is very key. Ebuka, please, what age do children enter the Boys Leadership Academy? People are
From 8 years old, 8 years old, but this year we started for 5 to 7 trainings for 5 to 7 because most of the issues we discovered started quite early. Okay, and we even going to start even their non-residential counts for 5 to 7 and a lot. So 8 years for the main academy, but there are programs for 5 to 7. When you go to my page, you see upcoming programs for that age. Yes.
okay. Thank you so much. So if you go to Ebuka's page, if you're listening to me, if I'm your coach, your son is not in Ebuka's listen. Of course, you know now. You know what I'm talking about. All right. My son is there. So this is not just me telling you what it is that I'm not doing. And the things that Ebuka teach, the truth of the matter is I can't teach it. I'm not called to teach boys. I am called to teach parents. So when sometimes people tell me, "Oh, what do I do?" I just send Ebuka's number, please. Go and meet the professional. I love, sitting in my corner. If you ask everybody who knows me, I love sitting in the corner where I operate. Ask me, bring any parenting issue. I will give you solution. I'm called to you to actually do that. All right, but if you have boys, please take them. All right, take them to the Boys Leadership Academy, and you will be glad. All right, that you did. Follow Coach Ebuka. All right, and send him a message. And if you want more information, you can reach out to my team. My team will be able to send Ebuka Ebuka's details to you. I want to say thank you to you. Today is one of those big days for Ebuka, but I looked at it. I said, it's Ebuka. Call him. Tell him to appear here. And he
How
just
I
appeared.
said, when they called me, I said, I will appear immediately. How can the king send for me? I will not be there. I said, please tell my mobile that they are the one that made me to come in late for 10 minutes because they will receive that. They will receive that flock if this could.
Thank you so
I
much.
am here. If you want me to stay till tomorrow, I'm here. Eh?
Thank you so much, Ebuka. Ebuka, thank you so much. We honor you. You know that we do not take your time for granted.
And Mama, please let me
It's
tell them
it's
that
it's
today is
it's really
International Day
so
of the
sweet
Boy
to
Child. Let
have
them take. Yes, ma'am.
to have
Today is International.
kings
Yes, yes.
call. You call kings and they just
Yes, I think coach is frozen again. So today's International Day of the Boy Child. I was saying, please, they should take care of my boys. Today, take care of them and make sure they have a good time. And I International Boys Conference this weekend, I'm sure coach will talk about it. And all our sons will be part of that event. Yes, man. Hello, can I still be heard? Uh, can I still be heard? Can I be heard? Or is it from coach? Let me know if I can be heard. Okay, okay. Can you hear me? I think coach is the one that went out. Okay. Thank you so much for having me. And we'll see you all at the academy and at the International Boys Conference holding this weekend, Thursday to Saturday. Coach will be speaking. I'm sure she will also talk about it. And please, word of the boy child, let's take care of our sons. Something special, celebrate them as kings, and let them know that it's their day. It's their day. Oh. Mommies, let's take care of them today. All right? Celebrate them. Let them feel special. Everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to be shown attention. So today is one of those days. And the theme for this year is boys and mental health. Let's help them talk and express themselves, talking about what they are going through. And I believe we are going to have a good time together. Coach, back now. At the weekend, we see an international boys conference. At this year, we're hosting over 1,500 boys in physical attendance here in Abuja. Find yourself there. You're in other states. Please make sure your sons connect your schools, and let's give our boys a meaning and an identity. All right. Coach Wendy, are you back? Thank you so much for having me. All right. It's been a busy day from one school, from one engagement to the other because it's World Day of the Boy Child. But anytime the king calls, we are there. We can't say no to our mama. Huh? Who am I? Who am I? All right. If you're not in the yard, please. If you're not in the yard, I'm sure yarders are here. If you're not in the yard, please join me. Join me, please. And come and test and see that the Lord is good. I'm sure yarders are here. Yarders for life. We'll keep pushing. We'll keep expressing. I'm sorry for where I am. I'm in the schools and I have to come out to speak. It's our mama. Thank you. Mama is back. Thank you.
So much, Ebuka. And if you didn't hear Ebuka, I know Ebuka talked about the boys leadership, the boys
conference. International Boys Conference. Yes.
All right, please. You can log in online. I will be speaking at the Parents Forum, a platform that I am always delighted to be speaking. I'm speaking on Thursday. Please, you are invited. Check Ebuka's if you check Ebuka's timeline, you're going to see the link, or you can check my timeline. I'm also going to post it today, tomorrow. You will see the registration on my story. Follow us on Facebook, and you will see it. All right. So it is very important that you get your children to be here. I hope that this was a worthy 1 hour, 15 minutes of your time, maybe 20 minutes. I'm going to let Ebuka go, but please remember that you can follow Ebuka and get your boys into the academy. Don't come and tell me my boys 10 years later, you heard this. You'll be judged by this message. If you heard it, please carry your legs and make sure that your boys are in. Carry your legs and make sure that you are in the inner circle. This will really help you go through in this whole system. Congratulations to all the boy child. All right, let me let Ebuka go because I know that Ebuka.
Thank you, Mama. Congrats.
Thank you so much, Ebuka. We love you. All right, congratulations to all of the boys and happy International Day of the Boys Child. We thought that we can make the Tuesday life a lot more different from what it is that it used to be. And I'm sure that this must have also helped you. Please, all right, vote for the mothers. So today it's now time to apologize to the mothers. If you were hit, stray bullet hits you during this conversation, again, we apologize. All right, we usually come here to teach, but today, sometimes you just tell the hard truth the way it is. Receive it in Jesus' name and do not complain. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being here. And this will really change, everything if you really take this training to actually make use of that. Thank you so much. Can a boy outside of Abuja attend? Yes, it's not a residential camp, it's an online camp. Just reach out to them, all right? And you will have all of the details. I don't know why Ebuka didn't drop the number. All right, you have all of the details that you need, okay? If you give me a minute, I will drop their number so that you will be able to contact them, okay? All right, help us drop the number, team, all right, so that they will be able to contact Ebuka and his team, all right, to be able to register and also look for all of the details that you need. As soon as, just give me a minute so that I can drop this number before you go if you're interested in contacting Coach Ebuka. Okay. Thank you so much again for joining me. This has been a rewarding time out with you. Okay. And I'm sure that for many other people, it will be a little bit, some of the things we said today will be a little bitey a little bit. But I'm also sure that if you have listened to us for a while, you would receive the message in good faith. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. No need for apology. Truth is a hard pill, but it heals for the future. I agree with you, ma'am. Thank you. And I hope that you learned something. You can put in your best quote in the comment section, your favorite quote in the comment section. This will be the longest Tuesday live we've had. Your favorite quote in the comment section, all right, in the comment section. Just put it there and share with us. What is your favorite quote? What did you learn? What will you do differently? And this will change the tide. Thank you. See you. For parents in the inner circle, see you in the yard. And if you're not in the yard, well, the only message I'll leave for you is book a slot today. A slot is 5,000 naira, the fee 70,000 naira for now. You book a slot, you get to pay your balance in installments if you want, before the academy next cohort starts on the 1st of December, right? You can't be in the academy and you get weary of your journey, what it is that you need to do or do not need to do. You will just glide. That I know for free. Thank you, everybody, for being here, and do have an amazing evening ahead of you. Thank you.
Healing from your trauma is important because it will help you raise a well-rounded boy child who does not need to heal from any form of trauma. Take advantage and book a slot for the upcoming Healing from Childhood Trauma course, which comes up from the 1st to 3rd of June 2023. Quickly send a chat to 0812 968 7040 0812 968 7040 to book a slot today.
Thank you for listening to Relationship Bites with Wendy Ologe podcast today, where we share real conversations of diverse relationships and why they are important to human beings. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to listen to more, please subscribe to the Relationship Bites with Wendy Ologe on your preferred podcast player. Share this with others, your friends and family. Post about us on social media. Leave us a rating or a review. To keep up with our conversations online, you can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook, Podcast by Wendy Ologe, or follow my personal page at Wendy Ologe, both on Facebook and also on Instagram. You can also catch my videos on YouTube, Wendy Ologe. You can also follow us on our Parenting Academy, where I share about parenting relationships, the intentional parent. You want to learn more about us? You can simply search us out on www.wendyologe.com, or you can email us, podcastbywendyologe@gmail.com. Thank you again, and catch you next time.